this time, got my usual flea market haul. It was a good day to go to the flea market. There's another one. It was kind of cold, overcast, a little rainy. That keeps a lot of the outdoor vendors at home. But the comic guy always shows up. He's got an indoor spot. And the good thing is it keeps a lot of the early people that there are people. Flea market's not supposed to open until 8 or 9. A lot of the vendors, you know, they get there earlier. Some of them get there, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning. Comic guy says if he gets there at 6, there's usually 2-3 people waiting at the back door for him to show up. If he gets there at 7, there's, you know, 4 or 5 people waiting at the back door to show up. But when it's kind of overcast and rainy and cold, they don't show up, which is good for people like me who don't get there until like 9. But it's hard to get up that early on my days off. But found some good stuff. Found some really good stuff. Plus, he cut me a really big deal. Seems like he was giving everybody a little extra off for Christmas. He knocked $5 off my total, which is on top of his normal discounts. He knocked like $3 off for the books my girl picked up. She only picked up like $8. So I picked up a good stack. Matter of fact, show them here. I got all these. A lot of 20-cent books. I picked up a good number of the priced books that were 25% off. I should have picked up a few more, knowing that he was giving an extra discount, which I didn't know until I checked out. But anyway, I found one cool thing when I went in. He had it on the counter, and I thought this was cool. I've shown this book before, and it's the one I've had since I was a kid. It's kind of beat up. I think the back cover's off, and it's got a couple of the first, the first couple of pages in the little books are blank, and one of those pages is kind of loose. But on his counter, and I think this was like 30 cents. It may have been $1. I didn't care. I had to pick it up. I got another copy of this. It's a paperback little, what do you call them? Big Little Books from Whitman. This is Goofy and Giant Trouble. It's got a little spot here on the front, but the spine is not horrible. That cover's intact. All the pages are there. It's got a little smiley face stamp somebody put in it, but this book is from 1968, if my Roman numerals are correct. Pretty damn good shape for 1968. Much better shape than the one that I already had. So I'm glad to have a second copy in better shape. Just pure nostalgia. I remember reading this when I was a kid. Like I said, I've shown it before. These are all cool. You got one little like comic style art panel, and then the other page is the story. It's really cool. Got Mickey and all the Disney characters in there, so it's really neat. I was real happy to find that. It's always cool when you can replace something you had as a kid, or you find a better copy of something you had as a kid. Alright, on to comic books. 20-cent books. I actually picked up some Marvel and DC books this week. Go figure. Not that many. A lot of indie stuff as usual. But Marvel books, I picked up a couple of Silver Surfer. They're from the Ron Lim run in the 90s. This is like 91, I think. I grabbed this issue 48 and issue 50 as they feature Galactus. But it's not Fire Lord, but I forget her name. They've got Drax, the older Drax in his original costume, so it's pretty cool. I like when they get the cosmic characters together. So you need to find issue 50, and I think it's a little 3 or 4 issue storyline that runs through those. So anyway, those are pretty cool, pretty good shape. Very fine, be not bagged and not boarded. That's pretty good. And I thought this was neat. It's from Marvel Comics. It's Fun and Games magazine, number 12. I haven't even looked inside this yet. I just a lot of books that I find in there, if they're neat, they got a neat cover or something like that, it sound neat, I pick them up. They're 20 cents, so I mean, even if it ends up being crap, I can usually turn around and at least get 20 cents back out of it. Oh, this is cool. It's what I thought it would be. And luckily, well, there's a couple of things there. Most of the things in here are not done. Awesome. Yep, it's a activity magazine, puzzles and mazes and word games and things like that. It's pretty cool. I found one page where there's a little, like a little Mad Lib kind of thing, where someone had written a couple of words, but most everything is still blank. Like, see here, there's been a couple of things written there, but oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's the first time I ever seen one of those. Especially in, I remember they had stuff like that when I was a kid, but they were always bigger. They weren't in comic size. So that's pretty cool. And the last Marvel item I found, at first I wasn't exactly sure what it was. Then I got to looking, and what it says on the front, I thought it was a coverless comic, but it's not. It's Fantastic Four. It's titled The Way It Began. And what this is the comic insert from Power Records, which is really, really cool. I know that some of these sets with the records and everything together can go for a little bit of money. I imagine probably these comic inserts probably go for a little bit for people trying to complete a set. I just thought it was neat. Hadn't seen, never seen one before out loose like this. I've only seen a couple of the Power Records sets before. It's really cool. This is a retelling of the origin through from the point of view of Ben Grimm, the Thing. So it's pretty neat. Now on to some DC books. I got 5 DC books. I picked up another copy. I just like this cover of Supergirl number 8. It's from 2006. It's Joe Kelly run. This is Benitez cover. It's Supergirl, Power Girl fighting. Can't go wrong. This was cool. It's I think it's 7 Soldiers of Victory number 1. It's Grant Morrison, J.H. Williams III. So it's should be pretty good. I like his artwork inside, and you know, it's Grant Morrison. You can usually look forward to a good story. I believe I've heard some good stuff about this. It's in pretty good shape. It's always nice to find them at the flea market. They're not bagged and boarded, but they're still in, you know, very fine, at least. So, and then I picked up some Batman Legends of the Dark Knight issues from 1992. This is a 3-part set, issues 28, 29, and 30, and I picked them up because Matt Wagner. It's a storyline called Faces. Matt Wagner art and story, I believe. I always loved to see him do Batman. I like the Batman Grendel crossovers. I need to find the second one that they did. Just love that. And then I think this is just an awesome cover. Great Batman there. Alright, now on to indie books for this week. A lot of neat stuff. These are cool. I pick up a few of these when I find them. It's Amazing Heroes number 62 from January 85. I think there's anything special about it. I just like going back reading some of the articles. A little look into the past. See what was hot then, what was going on. There's usually some interviews with creators from the time, things like that. This was neat. It's got Jim Starlin, Dave Sim, and Neil Adams. Star Reach Classics #1 from Eclipse. I may have this already. This may be a double, but for 20 cents, what the hell. Wow. This is cool. It's Tim Truman and Tim Bradstreet. It's Dragon Shang. It's a little prestige format book from Eclipse. Looks pretty cool. It's black and white, but it's really nice interior art, I think. So, should be pretty good. I grabbed this Dark Horse Comics Terminator Endgame #1 of 3. These series are usually pretty cool. Never read this before. Figured I'd give it a shot. Some more Planet of the Apes books, and this book here is in really good shape. I was surprised. Nothing fantastic about it or anything like that. But it's Ape Nation #3. And this is where they kind of cross over Planet of the Apes and Alien Nation. I don't know who the artist is. It's not the greatest art in the world, but it's pretty decent. See if we can get a scene here where they're showing. Yep, there it is. There's the aliens, and oops, pretty cool. Still can't find a copy of Coyote #11 that I passed up, but I did find issue 9, which I needed. So now I only need like 4 issues, I think, to complete that little run. Some more Grendel Tales, issue #2 from Dark Horse. And this looked neat. I don't know anything about it, except that it's got art by Phil Hester, Andy Parks inking. Yeah, that's really it. It's Phil Hester art. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I'll pick it up. Looks pretty neat. It's from Caliber Comics. It's called Fringe. I got issue 5 and 6. It's a pretty neat cover. Black and white interiors. This is kind of wicked looking. Horror. Like I said, black and white interior art. This has got to be pretty early for Phil Hester. This is what, 80s, late 80s, mid 80s. There's no date. Yeah, well, it's something like that. That's pretty cool though. Some more Nexus. This is from Rude Dude Productions. This company started by Steve Rude. It's a free comic book day issue of Nexus. It's got Nexus's greatest hits. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's Steve Rude art. That's the back cover. And then there was my girl found these 2 issues. It's a mini series called Hammer of God, which is follows a character, Judah Huckabee. He's they are like an ape-like creatures from a planet called Thune in the Nexus universe. He becomes a friend of Nexus. There's apparently a mini series written by Mike Barron, but it's art by someone I haven't heard of before. Oh no, excuse me. It's written by Mike Barron and Roger Selleck, or plotters. Mike Barron writing, and it's Steve Epting doing the art. That's what I thought. So that's pretty cool. Yep. Issue 1 and 2 of that is from First Comics. And then I saw this title spotlighted in a video. I can't remember who it was. It may have been one of Earl Grey's, one of the episodes he did spotlighting some artists. It's a title called Sea of Red from Image. I believe I remember saying it is about a Spanish, it's like conquistador or something, and they come across, they get attacked by vampires or something like that, and he ends up getting trapped in the boat. He's been turned, and he's trapped in the boat for, undersea for, I don't know, 100 years or 200 years or something. It's hard to remember. It looked cool. I found issues 4, 6, 7, and 8. Pretty good shape. They look pretty neat. It's got this neat artwork inside. It's neat coloring. It's like a red tone over grays. Covers are pretty cool. And there's issue 4, issue 6. So if I can find the first issues of these. Issue 7. And issue 8. Now, I know for a while now everybody's been looking for these Malibu Sun issues with the first Spawn and things like that. I don't know if I've ever come across one of those. The Malibu Sun magazines, I'd never come across them very much at all, but especially the ones that are sought after. But I did find an issue at the flea market this weekend. It's number 21, nothing special. On one side it's got the Malibu character Airman from Protectors. Yay! And on the back is it's created by Al Gordon and Jerry Ordway. With an Image title, Wild Star. And it does have some interior pages, I think from issue 1 of Wild Star. So yay, this might be the first appearance of Wild Star. Woohoo! Actually, I like the first little mini-series from that character, but anyway. So I picked it up just for the heck of it. And then I found this. Simon Bosley cover. It's a collaboration between him and Kevin Eastman. Title is called Thumping Guts. Kitchen Sink. I had actually found this issue a couple months ago and didn't know it. It was one of those pre-bagged comics from back in the day, and it came in this titled Project X. I still have it. I didn't open it because I figured I would be able to find an open one, which I did. It's pretty neat. It's got some neat interior art, Kevin Eastman and Simon Bosley. Here's a cool poster that comes with it. It's Kevin Eastman art. Probably what it looks like is like Eastman pencils and Bosley inking. I thought this was pretty cool. Still be with it. There's this envelope here with something inside that looks like fake money. You can barely see through it. Looks like 100, but it's ambient moisture, I guess, has sealed it, and I don't want to rip it open, so I'm going to try to find some way to heat that and get it open and see what's in there. And a little trading card of a character called Graveyard. Looks like created. So, anyway, thought it was pretty cool. It's some neat stuff. See, Simon Bosley, Kevin Eastman, and yeah, the interior. To me, it looks like it's, again, it looks like Eastman and Bosley working together on art. Probably Kevin Eastman layouts and story, and Simon Bisley doing finished art. So pretty cool. Some weird looking stuff inside there, but it's two great indie creators kind of working together. Always a good thing to see. Get all this stuff back in the bag. Just a couple more things here. Picked up Star Slayer number 6. This is still from PC Comics Run. And a Star Slayer number 17 when it moved to First Comics. I'm not sure. I think this is an early appearance of Grimjack in here, I believe. Not sure if it's the first appearance of Grimjack. But pretty cool. And I thought this was neat. Don't find these issues at all, especially earlier ones. It's Terry Moore's Echo number 4. I've heard it's pretty good. I like this. Excuse me. It's got some art by Michael Kaluta. It's called Starstruck from Dark Horse Comics. This is Volume 1, Book 3. But it has some just let me flip through and find a good one. I think it has some really gorgeous black and white interior art. A lot of stuff, and it's weird. A lot of detailed stuff. So, thought that was pretty neat. And then girlfriend pulled this out of a box, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. It's not in great condition. Got a few spine ticks, some rubbing over here, a little spot on the corner, but it's John Bolton from Eclipse Comics, Halls of Horror number 1. Definitely couldn't pass that up for 20 cents, even with this shit going on here. But it's John Bolton. Oh God, yeah. John Bolton doing some good horror stuff. Look at that. I gotta love it. Some Wolfman. Yeah. Really cool to find that. That's freaking sweet. Gotta love that art. It's all illustrations. John Bolton. Very cool. And then last 20-cent book, and this is weird because it's still got a tag on the bottom for Second Charles from September of this year, where they were trying to sell it for $1. Picked it up for 20 cents. This is Prime Slime Tales number 3. I did not know that they continued that series on. The first issue, picked up a couple a while back, gave one away in the contest recently. I think went to Comic Order 410, Matt, and said he had been looking for that. Well, here's issue number 3. They're from Now Comics. Haven't opened this yet. Let me open it and see if this still has work. Yeah, I don't believe this has Kevin Eastman work like the first issue, but still pretty cool. And like I said, they were trying to get $1 for it at Second Charles. Ended up in the flea market. Alright, that may mean it's not any good. Somebody bought it second Charles and didn't like it, paid $1 for it and wanted to get rid of it so bad they took it to the flea market. Anyway, now I'll do some priced books. Marvel, DC. Found some neat DC Silver Age, Bronze Age stuff. This is Teen Titans number 52. I don't think there's anything key about this book. It's just first run Teen Titans. This is from the 70s, so it's Bronze Age. Still pretty cool. It's in pretty good shape. Mr. Miracle number 15. And thought this was in pretty decent shape. Looks good. Can't see it, but the front cover, there's some spots here. It looks like somebody had taken a needle and didn't even notice it until I got home and opened it, and you can barely see little holes in it. It pissed me off, but still, it's $4, 25% off, plus an extra $5 off the total, so can't complain too much. DC, Kirby goodness, Mr. Miracle. And last was some more Kirby DC stuff. New Gods number 8. Just look at that. Look, I was trying to show my girlfriend this and she just like, whatever. Just look at Turpin. It's Detective Turpin, if you remember. They used him in, I think it was Final Crisis or Infinite Crisis or whatever it was, where Darkseid tried to take over. It just, Kirby's art, it looks like a man who's had the shit beat out of him. Excuse my language, but I mean it really does. It looks like a man who's just had the snot beat out of him. And it just looks so cool. You can tell he's been in a fight with somebody that he just can't match. Just incredible to me. Jack Kirby. I love it. Alright, some Marvel books. I grabbed this. It is a reprint, but it is a reprinting of the intro to Silver Surfer and Galactus. Marvel's Greatest Comics 35. Reprints Fantastic Four. And imagine, eventually these reprints are going to catch on as the original issues keep going up and up in price, and you have more new readers come in, and they get interested in picking up older titles, and they find out that the first prints are just too expensive. I got a feeling people are going to start picking up these. It's probably the first time it was reprinted too, and they usually have different covers. And it's not like it's reprinted as Fantastic Four issue whatever. It's in a different comic. It just reprints the story. So I think eventually they're going to catch on. Fantasy Masterpieces, Marvel Tales for some older Spider-Man stuff, things like that. And I picked up this really nice copy of Marvel Team Up 21 featuring Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. The only real issue is this top corner has got a little bitty chip out of it. Other than that, it's really still a gorgeous cover. Bright, shiny, glossy, really good colors. Spine's in good shape. Aren't really any spine ticks there. It's a small staple tear right here. Other than that, it's pretty good. Another issue of Marvel Premiere featuring Doctor Strange. This is number 9. Like that cover. Really cool. Now to the good stuff. These are in pretty rough shape like usual. But Silver Age books, especially from these titles, at this price, I'm not going to pass them up if I can afford it. Tales to Astonish 76, Submariner and the Hulk. Got Submariner on the cover. You can see large crease running here. Some spine issues. Look, crease running down the middle here. I don't care. And they're $4, 25% off. Works for me. He also had issue 88. Same thing with this. It's got a large crease here. On a spine wear. These books were well loved back in the day. And they will continue to be well loved by me, but a little gentler. And then some Tales of Suspense, issue 83. Captain America and Iron Man. Iron Man on the cover here. Who is that? Who's he fighting? Titanium Man? Yep, cover is really off. White now. Tanning. Other than that, really the spine, believe it or not, that's the main thing with this. Other than that, there's no major creasing. There aren't any bad spine ticks. It's actually in really good shape except for the coloring. And the interior pages are, you know, light tan, but they're not, the color's not bleeding through. They're not real brittle, anything like that, so it's pretty good. And then last, Tales of Suspense 84. Seeing the Super Adaptoid on the cover. I believe this may be the first appearance of the Super Adaptoid. I'm not sure. It's an early appearance though. Same thing with this though. It's not white where it's supposed to be. But just like the other book, that's really the main issue. There's a couple of small spine ticks. A little crease in this corner here, and some slight spine roll at the bottom, but it's not too bad because where the staple is placed, it's actually a slight miswrap, but there is a little bit of spine roll too. But again, I don't care. It's still readable. It's intact. It's together. It's not brittle. So, and that's it for the books. One last thing. I don't want to go on too long here. If I can get my phone to work. Man, if you have a phone with fingerprint ID, don't use that shit. It's ridiculous. I gotta take mine off. A lot of people have been showing off different comic apps and things like that for your phone, computer, to help keep track of your collection. I've never really liked using a lot of them. It's a laziness issue. When you're already writing stuff down and you're doing a second one when you're typing into your database on your computer in Excel or whatever, however you do it, you're already doing twice the work to keep track of them. Why get an app and then have to retype everything into it as well? But I found a cool one here. It's free on Android. It's called My Comic Book Collection, and it's pretty simple, straightforward. I liked it. It's free. Does have some ads at the bottom. There's a version you can buy. I think it's like $2. I may end up doing that. I've never bought an app before. I may end up doing that just to get rid of the ads. But it links up with Comic Vine, so you can get thumbnails of the covers and everything, and that's pretty cool. And all you got to do is just go into add. You can add via Comic Vine. You type in a title, anything like that. I'll just do one I've already done. We'll go to Johnny Quest. I've already put in here. Takes a second to upload. Gives you a list of different volumes, series, things like that, and then separate issues. I just go into the thing here and it gives you a list of the issues, usually by number and title, but they're in order, you know, 1 through whatever. A box to the side, you just tap on to check. No typing titles, names in, anything like that, you know, other than searching for it. You don't have to type in each single issue. So it's pretty good. Seems to be working pretty good for me so far. If you have an Android phone, it's free. Maybe give it a check. You can also enter them by barcode. It's got a barcode scanner. I haven't tried that yet. I think you have to get the barcode scanner separate. But yeah, works pretty good. You can search your stuff. You can put up a wish list. You can arrange them by volume, by title, things like that, publisher, all kind of neat stuff. But I think it's pretty cool. I just been playing with it a little bit here and there, so don't have a whole lot loaded into it, but it seems to be working pretty good. Alright, so that's it, guys. Appreciate everybody watching again. Once again, happy holidays to everybody. If you don't celebrate a holiday this time of the year, happy December, and hope everything's going well for everyone. So that's it. Like always, everybody take care, and we'll see you next time. Keep reading those books, y'all. Later.